So former Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger has a podcast called Channel 7. If you haven't checked it out, you should check it out. I mean, I think he speaks football very well. I kind of enjoyed it, man. But he talked about the Aaron Rodgers saga, man. It continued, man. And it's kind of interesting to hear his opinion on the whole situation, on why Aaron Rodgers hasn't signed. I think it's a little clearer now why the Vikings haven't made a move on a backup quarterback. Not speaking of Aaron Rodgers, but just a backup quarterback in general. It came out today that the plan is they're going to wait till after the draft so that these picks, they can get credit for, man. You know what I mean? They need to get credit for the comp picks, bro. So that's why the Vikings seem like they're dragging their feet, but they're not dragging their feet. They're actually doing the right thing, okay? But Ben Roethlisberger went on and he said, I think Rodgers is secretly still holding out for Minnesota, which is why he hasn't signed with the Steelers. Why else would you go throw with DK and working out? And blast it to everyone that I'm throwing to these guys, but you won't sign, ? He further added that Rodgers may see the Minnesota Vikings as a more complete team, a perfect scenario for a 41-year-old quarterback chasing a second Super Bowl ring. Now, if you don't know, Aaron Rodgers and Ben Roethlisberger, they have a semi-decent connection, and they played each other in the Super Bowl. I think, I don't know, 2012 maybe, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I remember watching that game. What a game. I mean, the Steelers, they came out. It was just a back and forth type of thing. I remember specifically watching that Super Bowl, okay? But he has a good point there, man. I think he's pretty much saying that he's hoping that the Minnesota Vikings have a change of heart. He's hoping that the Minnesota Vikings wait a little while after the draft, OTA start, training camp starts, and then they look in the mirror and say, you know what? Maybe we do need an Aaron Rodgers. Now, this still isn't fair to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're getting served the short end of the stick, being that they kind of already committed to this, but Aaron Rodgers seems to sit back and just make them wait. I don't think that's fair for the Steelers fans and for the organization in general. But hey, when you're desperate, okay? The Minnesota Vikings aren't desperate, and that's what's clear. The Minnesota Vikings aren't desperate, man. But hey, Ben Roethlisberger, man, great podcast. I kind of like where you're going with it as far as what you believe the scenario is when it comes to Aaron Rodgers getting signed by the Minnesota Vikings or getting signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, your former team. All right, it came out today that don't rule out Joe Flacco. Don't rule out Ryan Tannehill. I think those are going to be the two options for the Minnesota Vikings to sign and bring in as a veteran quarterback. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, I wouldn't rule out that either. I know it might seem crazy, but at the end of the day, Teddy Bridgewater is only 32, going to be 33 years old this year. So there's still some tread on the tires, man. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. And I think he would be a great mentor, being that he did have a little bit of coaching experience too, man, winning the state title for his high school last year. I mean, come on, man. Teddy Bridgewater, man, it'd be a good fit. You feel me? But shout out Ben Roethlisberger, man. Y'all leave it down in the comments how you feel about this whole situation. I know we've been dragging it on Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings, but it's the topic of discussion. It is what it is. I'll let your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer. Who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gon' do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.